in Melbourne, Shannon. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you in person, and I just wanted to say congratulations on all your success thus far.
Thanks.
With your oils in New Zealand. And for context, anyone watching this, we ran a competition for Start and Scale, people that invested in the course, and Shannon absolutely killed it. She grew her business really, really fast in a very, very short period of time. Not even I did that with I started an e-commerce business for fun. I didn't even do that with my girlfriend's business. It's smashing it now, but it took about 6 months to get going. You had tremendous growth in 3 months from scratch. So I just wanted to say, what's next? We spoke probably about 2-3 months ago. Mm-hmm. So where's the business at now? And what can you give us kind of a background of everyone watching? A little bit about your story.
Yep. So I've been really fortunate since 2 months ago when we spoke. I hadn't really branched into wholesale, but now that is probably 80% of my business, and I didn't actually reach out to people. People came to me at first asking to sell my oils, and so now I have someone working for me, and their primary role is contacting businesses on my behalf, and so the wholesale side of things is going really, really well.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. And are you still manufacturing locally?
Yes, in New Zealand, that's a huge selling point for us. It's our big point of difference. People like to know, that it is made in New Zealand, clean, green New Zealand. So, I will definitely continue that. I don't think I will get the oils made anywhere else.
Yeah, okay, interesting. And with one thing I've always wondered with the oils is when it comes to shipping, how do you make sure that it doesn't break when you're shipping it? Is that a challenge?
You know what? I've actually only had a couple of people contact me saying that it had leaked, but I've never ever had any glass bottles break. I guess they're only 10 mils. It's not like that. It's pretty thick for the size. I've literally had none break. I've been really lucky.
Got you. And are you using a fulfillment centre now? Still doing it by yourself? Plans to?
I'm moving to Vietnam in a month, so I am investigating that at the moment.
Yeah, wow.
I've got my feelers out.
Got you. So you're moving there indefinitely?
Yep, that's the plan.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's really cool. I think that's kind of the cool part. That's actually, to be honest, one thing I miss, with Foundr. And now we've got an office and a team here in Melbourne, but a lot more of our team is online, but we have a base here. I can't do that. I can't live that really nomad lifestyle. No. That's kind of something that I miss, actually, to be honest. So to have that freedom, and I do have it, but it's different when you're trying to build a big company, you're building a big company too, but for us, I want to, so that's awesome.
Hopefully I will be able to live the laptop dream from there. I've outsourced most of the business at the moment to customer service and all of those types of things, so hopefully I will trust them to do all of that while I'm away, while I focus on something else.
That's awesome. So tell us about how that works with the outsourcing the customer support. So you have some people in the Philippines? Yeah,
2 BAs who work for me in the Philippines, and one of them does advertising and produces video content, and then another one focuses just on customer service, emails if there's any, the 2 leaked oil bottles, or if there's any returns, or if they've been sent the incorrect product, or even responding to the wholesale inquiries.
Got you. And how did you train them?
On Skype, really. Yeah. Screen sharing, and pretty simple. There was nothing highly advanced or technical.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. And how did you find them? I've forgotten the website, onlineph.com. Oh yeah, OnlinePH, yeah.
I think that's it.
It's like a job site for people in the Philippines.
Yeah, you can look at their CVs and
okay, gotcha.
Job.
That's awesome. And you said that you've also hired someone that is just doing outreach for pure wholesaling. So How many stockists do you have now? Do you think that's going to be a bigger part of your business besides the B2C, or?
Definitely, that is the main goal from here on in, without a doubt, is wholesale for sure. In New Zealand, I have probably 30 to 40 stockists at the moment.
Yeah, wow.
And I will be reaching out. So I have actually had someone contact me from Sydney.
Yes.
Got no clue how they found me, possibly listening to the podcast, I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
wow.
So I think there's a market worldwide for sure. I'm going to look at wholesaling.
Yeah, well, that's incredible. Now, guys, just to get some clarity, when did you start the business, Shannon?
July.
So she started the business in July, and we're in January now, so that's what, you'd say 6 months?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, the growth.
And it just keeps growing.
And this is starting at zero.
Yeah. So I think I did 25,000 in the first 6 weeks, was it? Or 2 months, I think we chatted. And then in January, my wholesale alone was just over 50,000.
Yeah, wow.
So
that's incredible. So the plan is to move to Vietnam, live the laptop lifestyle. One of my favorite cities in the world is it's called it's not Nha Trang. It's that one with the tailor. It's the tailor city. I forget it now.
Is it Da Nang or?
Da Nang. Yeah. Da Nang. Hoi An. That's it. Yeah. I've been there for about 5 days. Amazing place.
I haven't been there yet. I've only been to Ho Chi Minh, and that's where I'm basing myself. But hopefully, the plan is to do 4 days work, 4 days travel.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So it's kind of crazy, the thought that you can run a business, a really successful business, easily support yourself. I think, moving to Vietnam super smart in terms of like living expenses and everything, and just kind of travel and how 4 days on, 4 days off. I think that would be incredible. So you've got a wholesaler that's just doing all your wholesaler outreach. So with the oils, do you need to be in New Zealand? It just sounds like you don't. Do you need to go back there much?
No, I will. I do have intentions of travelling back every 6 to 8 weeks.
Yep. Just
to make sure I'm across anything that might be happening. But I don't necessarily have to do that.
Yes.
But I want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's amazing. So, keep going with the wholesaling. Any other plans that in the foreseeable future, you're just going to focus on the wholesaling?
I think just focus on the wholesaling for sure, and really scaling it worldwide.
Yeah, and when it comes to the wholesaling, what kind of margins? What's the typical? What is the sweet spot for margins that you give to the wholesalers?
It's just a flat 50%.
Flat 50%.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I guess Greta talked about that. That's something I've sort of struggled with, was pricing points in previous websites. And Greta did touch on wholesaling in the starting scale course and setting your pricing straight away, which I think really that helped. It just made it easy. People came to me, and most people are sort of used to the 40 to 50% mark, and I was able to instantly afford to drop it to 50%. So it was great.
Amazing. So let's just quickly brief on the starting scale course. One thing I think's amazing is I know a lot of people, they get stuck on that perfect idea, or it takes them ages to launch because they're looking for that perfect idea. They're not worried, they are worried about failing.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you've just absolutely shattered, and you launched pretty quickly, and you're able to scale pretty quickly and grow pretty quickly. Like, what's your feedback or thoughts on that?
I think, like I said in our podcast, I think you just need to start. I guess if you have a great idea and you think about it too much, you are going to start thinking of the reasons why it won't work or why I shouldn't do it. And if you talk to people as well, like friends or family, everyone will support you, but then everyone also has but this might happen, or but that might happen. And I guess just start and roll with it. Nothing is ever perfect. And even now, my website, I just cringe at some of the aspects of my website, but I'm doing people don't care when they're looking at your website. Obviously, there's some really important things to build trust, but you don't go to a website and analyse it. It's not perfect. So I think just if you have an idea, just start it. Don't convince yourself out of it or think of the reasons why it might not work. I think, so many people have genius ideas and they don't follow through. So just start it.
Awesome.
I've failed so many things in my lifetime, and I guess it, makes you stronger. So your first idea might not work, but what if it does? Would be my advice.
Yeah, and I love that. And when it comes to the course, what was, I guess, the biggest sticking point? Because you must have gone through it pretty fast. What was the biggest thing that held you up, or like the traps that people could look out for when they're following that start and scale process? What was the hardest part that people can learn from?
I guess with me, like I said, just start, and I'm pretty, I race through everything at 1,000,000 miles an hour. We discussed on the podcast, I had the issue with plugs, so I hadn't really sussed out. I had a sample sent, which was awesome, and I guess they probably send their best product in the samples. But I hadn't investigated the history of the factory or anything like that, and I received my first shipment with a lot of faulty plugs.
Yes.
So, yes, I think it's important you just start, but definitely do your research in terms of making sure that the factory is a great factory. They've got great products, great feedback, they've been around long enough. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, look, we'll wrap there, but I just want to say congratulations again for your success, and thank you so much for coming down to I guess, learn more and, get mentored by Greta and hang out with us, and look forward to seeing what you do next.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been awesome.
You're welcome.
The Foundr mission is to help you create an ass-kicking business and help you learn straight from the mouths of world-class founders. Get your free printed edition of Foundr magazine featuring Sir Richard Branson. Just cover shipping and handling at foundr.com/Branson.